Unmute.
It's unmuted.
Okay. All right, notice is hereby given that a regular meeting of the city council of the city of San Diego, Texas will be held on Thursday, June 13, 2024, at 6:30 p.m. at City Hall, 22870 Priest Road, San Diego, Texas, where a quorum of the city council will be present. All agenda items are subject to action. You can join the meeting at the Zoom link provided in the agenda. The public will be permitted to offer public comments in person, telephonically, or by audio as provided by the agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting by signing up with the city secretary at least 15 minutes in advance of the meeting. They provided comments in person and at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting by emailing the city secretary or by calling 210-607-0834 if speaking telephonically or by audio. An audio recording of the meeting will be made and will be made available to the public in accordance with the Texas Public Information Act upon written request. Madam Secretary, may I get a call to order and a quorum call, please?
Sure. Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado. Here. Alderman Fillinger.
Here.
Alderman Coppendapper.
Here.
Alderman Rapino.
Here.
Alderman Tremblay.
Here.
And Miss Cassandra Ortiz is doing Zoom in. She's zooming in, and Delma is here as well.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Mayor, also the time the meeting started, please.
Yep, it's now 6:33 p.m. We are in session. I haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Cassandra.
Ready? Well.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the one state under God, one nation.
Six minutes.
I did
Yes. Citizens to be heard. Persons wishing to speak may sign up with the city secretary and the time and manner is indicated above. Madam Secretary, do we have anybody signed up to speak?
No.
Okay, moving right along. Mayor and administrator announcements. At this time, I don't really have any announcements other than what's in the agenda to be discussed. I will say as a San Diegoian, if that's the right phrase, I picked up a stray. So the dog problem is not just in your neighborhood, it's in all the neighborhoods that are around here. So you're not alone. We all see the stray dog issue and we're working towards getting it better. Please be patient. It's hard. There was another stray at my yard yesterday and she's all but pregnant. So that's gonna happen soon. But hopefully we can catch it. And hopefully then those don't reproduce and we can move it out. So with that said, I'll turn it over to our administrators for your announcement, sir.
Thank you, sir. We have successfully cleaned up the personnel policy manual, typo corrections, hours of pay for workers on call-in, includes now a chapter on sexual harassment, table of contents, pages numbered. And after Cassandra blesses it, then you should have it for a vote on the 27th. We should have a new credit card policy document for a vote on the 27th. And the first budget meeting with the staff is tomorrow at 1:30. We're going to try a new approach this year. Each division will prepare their own budget, unconstrained by resources, because we don't know how much money we're going to have until tax rate's set. So there's no sense in going on down a rabbit trail when we can't possibly have the right answer up front. Each division chief will develop 3 separate categories in their budget: fixed costs, needs, and wants. Then all of the staff will sit down and go through each other's budget. By the end of this arduous task, we will have consensus from the division chiefs that they can support the other division's budget. This is referred to as a zero-based budget. Secretary Rumsfeld started this in the Department of Defense and put it together for the entire department. If it'll work there, we can make it work here. Then we'll bring you a draft budget to council for your guidance and reprioritization. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right, moving right along. Consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council of the city of Sandy Oaks and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion on these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separate. This time, all we have are meeting minutes to discuss during the consent agenda. Discussion on the meeting minutes. Well, nothing much that we include the consent agenda. Okay, so I have a motion by Alderman Rufino and a second by Alderman Poppendapper to accept the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ready?
Mayor, may I make on the board,
Yes, sir.
since we're trying to work with Robert Rules of Order. The correct form is I move, not I make a motion, but I move that we accept the consent agenda.
Okay.
I know you've been doing that like that for years, but if you're gonna say, you know, we're gonna do this, then let's do it.
Got this. I move, okay.
You know, I'll try to remember
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, that's okay. That's perfect. All right, moving right along to the number 6, item 6A. Income and expenses for May 2023 will be reported by the city secretary, Helen Doyle. With possible discussion and or action, ma'am, you have the floor.
All righty, Mayor. The reconciliation report on the end of May 31st started with the statement beginning at $288,736.14. Checks and payments cleared were $263,420.42. This deposits and other credits posted were $312,096. I don't know if I said that correctly, but anyway, statements ending balance for the month of May were $328,528.68. And on the actual, the ARPA fund, it started back, the statement on May 31st started on, actually on, May 1st started at $448,105.28. Checks and payments were $222,898 even, with a statement balance as of May 31st was $225,207.28. And the TDA grant, actually beginning statement was $58,970, and there was no change, so the ending balance was the same. Yeah, but what did I say? Was, sorry, $51,970.
This is a point of reference. Portion of the $222,000 left ARPA, was for the closing of the parking lot.
On the deposit, it's the, $158,678, doesn't say for what,
And then on the first or second page.
deposits, third page,
On the ARPA one?
What's that,
529,
Oh, the 529?
date, shows 529.
Yeah. That was for the payment of the parking lot, when, right, Mayor?
We should have a name for the payee. We paid for that.
Yes, the quick,
529, oh yeah, they show a deposit of 158,670.
yeah,
That was the transfer. of
Transfer to-
ARPA
yeah.
To the general fund,
yeah.
yeah.
But we,
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna have that. I don't know if that detail is available to be added,
so
but
we didn't pay it out to someone?
Yeah, so on the extensive on page 2, on 5,
You did check.
right, should be the track, which is payable to West Star.
Okay.
But then the deposit, like you said,
Mhm.
doesn't have the matching. detail.
I'm not familiar with some of these regulations, and I don't know if you are familiar with some of these parts, but we just talked through some of these private names, individuals on here. If you could just enlighten me on some of what some of these funded for, Frank Dixon for $2,400.
Frank Dixon is our judge.
The judge.
Okay, thank you. Jesse Cardenas and Jesus Mendez, 2 charges against $275.
Those were the reserve officers for our court.
Thank you. Diana Laplow,
She did some work to the community centers and we figured,
so is she acts as a contractor or
if she's a kind
a contractor?
So maybe we should just put slash contractor.
or
slash-
J, or JD, whatever the name of the company
Right,
is, instead of
right.
just.
I talked to Alexis Rodriguez on QuickBooks about putting more detail. She's gonna look into it because apparently when we were doing it, it wasn't. So she's gonna see what can be done to put more description in it. So you'll have more of an idea what it's posted for.
Okay, that's correct. Thank you.
Great question.
I had a question, but I remember. I'm good.
Good.
Okay, I move we accept the financial report as presented.
I'll second.
All right, so Mr. Fillinger moved that we accept the financial report as presented, and we had Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed. Thank you, that motion passes. Moving right along. Let's kind of jump around here real quick so we can get our folks home. Moving into agenda item 8A, Public Works, updates and announcement from Public Works Director Priscilla Smith, possible discussion and action. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Good evening, council and mayor. So, my public works department, we have, now moved to the shift of 7 to 4 due to the heat. And the scorcher out there. Also, we will be working on, adding possibly a water fountain to the park with a doggy fountain. I think it would be a great idea. There's a lot of people that walk. We've actually passed out water to some kids that have been out there. I don't know why they don't come with a water bottle, but I think it would be helpful. Hopefully it don't get vandalized.
Pick up a lot of those.
And yes. I don't know what else. You wanted to know?
Trees.
Oh, yes, thank you. I knew there was one other thing. Also, a couple of council meetings back, it was approved for us to, have tree service done here at the front of the city hall. And I ended up getting 3 quotes. And so I have selected a, individual to come out and take care of our trees. And I'll try to schedule that probably sometime next week, so we can get the trees all taken care of before they start falling.
Is it a bonded company?
They are insured and they are bonded, yes. And I will end up giving Delma, I will forward, the insurance to, I will confirm before they actually are hired that they have coverage. It's because she let me know that they could just give you the paper and they're actually not being coverage. So, it's like an accident.
Yeah.
Here's your insurance, that really isn't insurance, you find out later. Yeah, so I'll make sure that Michael gets that and I'll make sure Delma has a copy of that. We'll check into it to make sure before they actually start. So I did check to make sure that they're bonded and insured, and they got a good, work history. Not just.
May I ask for an update regarding the crossings? We talked about that a while back. I don't know, like
Oh,
the crossings that they took forward and got funded for. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's related to public works, although they're not gonna do the work.
Oh, okay.
In fact, we were just talking about that. I have a meeting with Jess Swain to figure out when they're gonna do that. Because they're also trying to finalize, the bid and everything for Red Mountain Road. Red Mountain?
Yes,
Yeah,
right now.
Red Mountain Road for that repaving
So
project.
they're doing, okay, I
Yep.
just didn't know if we got.
Yeah, no, so it's
Good question.
it's moving along slowly.
Oh,
It's a work in progress, but it is moving slowly. And then, I would like to, work on, after Red Mountain, I would like to work on Loman. It's in really, really, really bad
Hickory Shadow,
It's a really bad shape.
Hickory Shadow and Loman.
Yes, Shady Forest and Loman, Shady Forest and Loman. It's a very, very bad intersection. There's no way we can patch that. It's,
Yep.
it's in bad shape.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all that I have. Thank you.
Are
Thank
you, is public works involved, getting involved with tech stops for the city? I know you've made contact with them. but
I haven't
Did you
heard.
get public works function?
Yeah, no, once we get the actual ball rolling into their conversations, that's the problem is that I'm going up against the wall there, so. If we have any contacts with Textile, we need to see about getting us on the schedule to get that one thing.
Okay, I will, do due diligence. I will try to make my way over there to their actual office at South Crescent 410 and talk to somebody. Maybe even a letter from you might even.
There's some things that,
Yeah.
It is very, and I've complained numerous times because of the Chevron sign they have out there. It's only going one direction. It's not going the other way and it needs to be going both ways. The striping on the road, the pavement is rotting away. And I mean, we're using our city material
yeah. but-
to fill in TxDOT's potholes from the fire station all the way over to here. And those bags are not cheap. So, I mean, I'm being told to fill it, so I'm doing it.
Oh, another public works, I guess there was a complaint on next door about a sign that had rotated.
Okay,
I believe y'all fixed it, so.
yes, we did. It was a
kudos to-
TxDOT sign actually, and we went out to go fix it. So
Yeah, it was not-
I wanted to let y'all know, I received a phone call. This is a while back. This is pertaining to that new subdivision they're gonna have coming up over here off of Priest Road. One of the entrances. Y'all know what I'm talking about? This mobile home community. So it was brought to my attention, and I don't know when this is gonna take place, but heads up to everybody, it could be beneficial. I was told that at the front entrance of Waterwood, at the stop sign as you're leaving out of Waterwood, or excuse me, Sandy Oaks. Sorry, my bad.
Waterwood subdivision.
Yeah.
Thank you. So anyways, for us old timers, anyways, so when you're leaving the neighborhood, the road has a strange opening to it. They're actually gonna come in, the company is gonna come in, and they're gonna actually put a stripe, to divide, so you can either turn left or turn right at that stop sign when you're leaving out of the neighborhood. Also, I was informed that at the same intersection of New Mathis and Priest Road, at the four-way that we have, right there where the Dollar General is, there's actually gonna be a street light there.
Who's saying this?
It was a company that reached out to me that they're working with them, because they're gonna have to come in, the engineers and stuff are gonna have to come in. They're getting with, I don't know, somebody with the freeways, the highways, the something, I don't know, whoever's in charge of all that stuff. But there's supposed to be a light over here at the four-way when you exit, 37 to Matheson Priest.
Is it the Department of Transportation?
I believe that's who's probably gonna be doing this, I would assume. And then they're gonna have a a street light on both sides of the freeway. And they're gonna also put in, down Priest Road. They're gonna end up putting a turn lane in the middle of Priest Road, down there by your. Yes,
I wonder whose property they're gonna take.
Yeah,
just like down, well, that's all the right of way,
yeah,
so
okay,
I don't know.
Oh,
yeah, we probably need to find out more information about.
I would like
and
to
so-
because
is that turn lane halfway up Priest Road with the Land Road?
At land-
Yeah, land.
at the end of,
No, she's saying that
No,
halfway up.
I was informed that it's gonna be Lamb, it's
No,
gonna be a turn lane to go into Upper
no,
Lamb.
it's not. That's our right of way. They cannot do that on our road. That's supposed to be an emergency exit only.
I don't think they knew,
Emergency exit only. does not need a turn lane.
It's-
There's
don't
right
think-
here, it says that.
That's not gonna be an emergency exit, guys.
No.
Just let every ladies and gentlemen, that's not gonna be an emergency exit. That's gonna actually,
This will be something we'll take they still,
Yeah.
they still have to talk to us about the right of way. Yes, ma'am.
got you. But I'm just letting y'all know that's what I was told and just,
Please have them address council. Because although they're approved by San Antonio, they're also in our ETJ.
well, I'm sure they are working with somebody to find out that they probably won't be able to do that turn lane down Priest Road. But the rest of the stuff up there is all text dot, so that's between them and text dot. But I just wanted to get all the information.
No.
That's it.
If they want to take over maintenance of Priest Road, we'll talk about it.
Take it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm under the
I know.
impression,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm under the impression that San Antonio has to give notice, like in the zoning ordinance when they posted, and then that's when we know to address them.
I think that they have already approved the zoning change.
So anything else, any updates or improvements are gonna come to. the
But
city?
San Antonio,
Who gives notice to the city?
okay, they are within the San Antonio city limits.
Mhm.
Okay. We, Priest Road and much of the other property around here, we have a common ETJ with them, okay? But we were notified that was gonna be an emergency exit only. Okay? No, we don't need a turning lane in the middle of Priest Road at that point.
I don't think they really had all their
Yeah,
Their
thank you.
facts.
I think it was probably
The T's
an
and their
announcement,
eyes dotted.
putting it
I
out
think
there.
they were just talking about it,
You
to
see,
make-
because
but it's not, I don't think. it's-
Priest Road is now our road,
Right.
okay? They can't just come in and change our road.
Yeah.
Unless they want to take the liability and responsibility for that road. Okay? But.
Perhaps you can
Yeah.
forward that to the mayor and
See what it-
so
see
he
what-
can read it.
See what correspondence you have and then get it to us.
I'll give it a text dot too while I'm over there, just work one stone and I'll find out what I can find out.
Well,
I'll let y'all know.
TxDOT is from the exit of 37 to the corner,
And
okay? That TxDOT doesn't have anything to do with Priest Road,
No,
okay?
but I will talk to them.
San Antonio doesn't have anything to do with Priest Road. Although it's within their ETJ, it's within our city limit. So.
Yeah.
No.
We'll find out more. Thank you.
No problem.
All right.
One other thing, sir.
Yep.
Something that's been brought up to the DPW in the past that we talked about was people on streetlights in the darker areas. Got a solution, that's all I'm giving, normally we spent lights and my wife and I, we decided we wanted something like that, but we cannot do a streetlight pointing over the street. If a citizen wants a light out there in that nature, it has to point over their driveway. Right. CPS will come out, they'll look at it, they'll evaluate it, real easy approval. And it will cost the citizen $10 a month once it's installed.
Right.
Some people have them, a lot of people don't, and a lot of people don't know about it. That's why I wanted to say that, but during the DPW portion. So that way, if people complain that they don't have enough light on their street, call CPS and have one put on your street right there over your driveway. A glow will go out on the street, but the primary glow has to be on your driveway. So there's something plus for everybody to be able to do if they would like to. It's up to each individual.
Yep.
Instead of the city incurring a cost of putting up a street light.
A little bit of history, if you like.
Please.
They actually used to put the all-night security lights. They used to aim up towards the street. But when the person that orders it leaves, they don't ever turn it off. But when it goes bad, the people call in a street light bad, but it's not a street light. And then they're mad because there's street lights on. And we can't help them with it.
It's their light.
But, you
I
know,
get that one a lot.
yeah,
There's the street light is out and then I find out it's actually on their private property.
Yeah, so like,
Spacing.
Yeah, it's not hard to differentiate the all-night street light is on a 4-foot standard, the street light's on an 8-foot standard. So, quick drive, I tell you which one it is. But like I say, when the people move out, the light continues to burn. And when it goes out, then the citizen's mad because the city won't fix the street light. That's all, but neither here nor there, just history.
thank you, sir.
All right. Moving right along,
Thank you so much.
But
presentation. Presentation of monthly reports by ACO Ashley Cunningham, AKA Renee Salinas, with possible discussion and or action. Sir, you have the floor.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. So the monthly report for May was total service calls of 62, that being 21 total warnings, 6 citations total, 9 referrals total, 6 impounds total, 2 impounds in citations, 9 unable to locate, 4 non-violations, 3 pending cases, and 1 resolved PPC total. And the total number of new animals taken into the animal control facility for the month of May was 13. Animals in custody as of June 13th was 9. Dogs transferred to shelters, returned to owners, or adopted for the month of May was 9 in total. Dogs euthanized for the month of May was 12.
Tell us about the 9. The 9 that are in custody currently is it today?
9 in custody are Nana, Danilo, Sky,
Well, just big dogs, small dogs, puppies.
puppies. It's one litter of puppies of 3. 1 puppy out of 3 that were there, but 2 we had to euthanize. And 2 covert dogs that we got, and just mainly big dogs now. That are soon getting adopted.
Yep. Okay, and then of the 9, right? How many are scheduled to leave the facilities this month?
I believe it is Nana, which is one of the big dogs, Danilo, Frankie, and Larry.
That's what it's for.
Um,
You don't like it, that's cool.
not going to remember.
So 4 of the 9 potentially have homes already.
Possibly.
Okay. Anybody have a question?
Yes. You were saying that our facility is too small out there. Would you and Ashley please get together and come up with what would be the appropriate number that we need of places for those animals? So that way we can get the ball rolling on growing that facility.
So it's funny you say that. So,
We've actually already been looking into it
Awesome, bring it
for a
back.
good while. So we're still trying to figure out everything, how we're gonna get the kennel set up, how big it's gonna be, where it's gonna be. So we're just still trying to figure out how and for what to do.
so we went to visit, Atascosa County, Animal Control. And they got an amazing complex, right? It's beautiful, it's a $3 million facility. But we don't need a $3 million facility. They have doctors on staff, they got kennel techs, they got animal control, and I mean. But they, yeah, exactly, but they support a county, right? Whereas we support the city. One thing that they do is they keep their dogs all outside, but not in a sense of in the sun, right? It's a carport, as you would say. And the way he explained it is, it's similar to shade tree, right? So it has doors that roll up and roll down, and you have fans all along to create a cross breeze. You have misters that can mist the floors, keep the dogs cool, and they are regularly, cleaning out kennels. They have centralized drainage, and as they wash the floors and sterilize, those floors become cooler because they're wet. I think he's set up for 75,
believe so, yes, that's what he was saying.
right? And then he can add a second level, which would put him at 150.
Yes,
Um,
instead of just being a whole new building, he
Right.
had in mind, already had in mind a second floor, so your head drainage system and everything just.
Yeah,
Better
so
plug
so I think for the city itself, I would say we probably need 50. And 90% of it would be unused most of the time. But we also need to have areas for dangerous dogs, quarantine dogs.
Yes.
And so, you know, I think 50 would be a good number. You know, maybe we start teetering into cats because that's another problem too, but that's neither here nor there. I think 50 is probably the right number, and it could be all in an outdoor facility. Or the one thing that I still smell it because I don't have that sense, or I don't have that immunity to it, but Renee and Ashley cannot pick up a whiff of dog, right? Going into that outdoor facility. For one, they keep it so clean, and two, every single bay door was open, right? And it was, we went about lunchtime, and it was probably already 85 degrees, and it was probably degree per degree. It wasn't any cooler. Well, it was probably a little cooler than it was, you know, standing directly in the sun. But they have a separate area to onload or offload dogs, where they can, you know, decontaminate them for ticks and fleas and stuff like that. They have a beautiful, it's weird to say it, a beautiful, what's it called? Septic system with a zoo type, filtration. And so all the feces and everything goes into the first filter, then that water gets filtered to their regular septic. So all the hair, the ticks, the fleas doesn't just contaminate the entire setup. It's a beautiful setup, and in the time that we spent there, we saw a lot of good practices, a lot of stuff that I think we could recreate and do it on a smaller scale. But it's gonna require, you know, a full-on investment, right? Figure,
I can't imagine doing $50 if you're just managing.
yeah,
The care for 50, probably like 25.
and probably that would be the best way.
50 would be- We'd end up raising everybody's dogs, or I mean, the dogs would just be, we would never get it under control.
Yeah, well, so the one thing I walked away with, right, regardless of the size, is they have this, so they have their own. This police chief, I guess, that's for animal control, and that is the biggest component that I saw that makes them successful. Right, is they have 100% support of their PD or their police department, right? And I feel like neither here nor there, we need to get to that point, right? And I think that, but it's hard to tell our police officers to go out there and enforce dogs. But what we should do is tell our police officers to go back up our animal control officers, right? That's gonna be the ticket, because Renee and Ashley can tell everybody everything they want to, and nobody, excuse my language, they can give two shits about what you say. But as soon as he shows up, now it's serious, right? Now I'm gonna get a ticket. It's a different personality, different persona. So that's really the goal, right? Is we need to get our PD in alignment with our animal control, and they need to be working in unison. And once we can do that, then I think we could really start chipping away at the problem. But that's just what I took from there.
One other thing for you, Anthony. Since we're gonna start out,
Exactly.
since you're about to sit down with the new budget. Okay, you will actually will be working with our chief over there, chief administrator. Put in there for more employees in your plan, please.
Right.
Tell actually no numbers too many. Because yes, this is a major wish list. I know not everything's gonna be feasible. But it gives us a goal to shoot for. And what we can work with. And one of the terms used, I think, was kennel tax. We have to look at that too. Because yes, I believe we've got great ACO officers, but we do need people dedicated to the kennel. So ask her to look into that. I could see a minimum of 3 just because of rotating shifts, weekends, things like that. To add that in the budget. I know it'd be hard to get those people, but it's a dream. It's a wish list we can start looking at.
I think for the next year, budget should reflect body cams. That would use up a lot of stuff to police to have to go. He go back, I'm not sure he's a strong arm of the law, that's what his function is.
Yep.
But if there's things that happen while they're there to collect an animal or to observe a lookalike case, if they have the body cameras, then there's evidence. It should be funded for next year. It should be part of it.
if I may touch that. There may be an issue with animal control officers and body cam. A police officer receives training and for the use of the body camera. There's some privacy issues that they're trained about. There is no certification or training for animal control. There's no state law that prohibits, but there's no state law that authorizes. So in general, animal control officers don't normally wear body cams for that reason. We can't get them certified. And if we can't get them certified, what does that do to our liability if they accidentally invade someone's privacy with a body cam? Just saying, think about it, research it. Probably not.
Well, you said, that's research.
It's not just
Has to be,
simple.
You did say that our officers go through trainings for the body cam.
Yes,
But it's not.
It's for police training, though, it's not.
I understand. Is that a separate class that can be held by itself? Or is that part of a conglomerate of different classes too?
Not by itself.
It's by itself. Can we have our ACOs go in that?
You'd have to research. That's what we're.
Could you find out for us? And let us know? Because you're the closest person to having this knowledge. And if we can't have them, I'm in agreement with my counterpart here that. Because we do have extra body cameras right now, do we not? So
Well, yeah, well, the one, what,
I'm kind of with David here on that.
yeah,
We're just trying to cover them, so nobody's accusing them, because we've seen it in the past. So-and-so did such and such with this animal. If they got it on camera, we'll know the truth.
well, and I will say this, right, so the one thing that he's the chief that I have a connection with, he was their director. And he said, it's not a glorious job, right, animal control, especially from a police perspective, right, it's not catching the bad guy. But he did say, it's a repeat offender, it's a Class C misdemeanor, just as every other speeding ticket. So I mean, it has weight. It has weight, and it's gonna cost them in their pocketbook, and it's gonna cost them time out of their day to come to court. So while it may not be glorious, you're enforcing the law.
It's a doctor.
Yeah.
So
But I think Charles had the right mentality is we get our new chief to start working that, and that's how we attack.
actually, it's part of his job for the.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
I will say this, we were advised by our attorney not to put body cams on our ACO.
I'd have to ask why, but that'll be a conversation.
Privacy and there's no authorized course for an animal control officer, and ACOs don't qualify to go to each officer school.
Well, that's why I wanted to find out about that. Well,
Okay.
let us know, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
All right.
I don't know if anyone else has anything else.
I'm there.
You're doing awesome. You do make a difference, sir. We're grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Care to look for that other job. Tomorrow.
When I'm not getting here, I look for it.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for it by the gate, so. All right, moving right along. I know we still skipped 7. But let's actually go into 10, just for the natural transition. Police department updates and announcements from Corporal Castillo with possible discussion and action. Sir, you have the floor.
All right, so I don't have any numbers, really for calls for service or anything like that. But I just want to, be aware that I am still doing city ordinances. Right now, just mailing these warnings and citations as they come. Following up on the email complaints for the city ordinances. We have been getting some emails for neighbors or people down the street in violation of the city ordinance. Also, the city needs to be aware that brush pickup is this month, not full. I'm seeing a lot of junk and stuff piled up along with the brush, so. You need to be aware of that. I'll start citing to the brush is picked up. As far as patrol, still running traffic, still issuing citations and answering calls for service. Not as much as I used to. I'm still doing other things. I still have reports. I still have other administrative things that need to get done. But I'm still out there running traffic. And towing vehicles, just so everybody's aware. Also, I'm working with the TCJ registry right now. Violators are, well, not violators, but they're registered with county or Almendorf. We're trying to switch them over to San Diego's jurisdiction, so that's the process. So right now, everybody's up to date. And tomorrow, I'm gonna call up and follow up with the patrol unit 503, see what the status is on that. That's it.
So just a point of clarity, so when you mentioned TDCJ, offenders registered in the area, however, because we utilize Elmendorf as our mailing address, we have people living here that are not registered with Sandy Oaks, because they register with Elmendorf. However, the problem is that the maps are inaccurate. So when you look online of offenders, it shows a limited number of offenders living in this area, but then when you look it up as Elmendorf, it shows the broader spectrum. So that's one thing that we caught in our conversations with TDCJ. And so it's going to be a bigger administrative burden, but at the same time, the numbers will reflect more accurately. And, I think that's the proper way to go for our citizens, because they need to know when they type in Sandy Oaks, what exactly is out here. So just wanted to give you some clarity on that, what you meant by that. And then also just to kind of be fair, right? So as we move into a new era for our chief, and he starts reporting numbers of how much Barbara Castillo is patrolling, the expectation is to see a decline in the number of tickets and things, warnings issued, because we are running a basic operation right now. And so for the interest of safety for our officers, I have been working on a lot more administrative duties, spending more time in the office here, working with, as you said, ordinance violations, because I feel like that's something that we always need to catch up on. So don't be alarmed when those numbers do come out and it looks a little different from normal. Usually summers are pretty busy with kids being home and parents being home, but we'll get back to normal operations soon.
And our new chief doesn't come in until July 11th, correct?
We wouldn't have an opportunity to swear him in until the 11th. But not that we're having. Okay. All right, anything else, sir? No. All right, thank you.
Corporal, thank you. I know you've taken on a lot of work here lately, but on behalf of myself, city council, mayor, this community, thank you. Yeah, bottom of my heart, because I know it's not easy. A lot's been thrown on you really quick. And I appreciate you stepping up and meeting that challenge and doing it.
Sir, please.
Appreciate it, sir.
Thanks.
Okay. Do we want to keep going or do we want to go back to 7?
Let's go on.
Keep moving?
Yep.
Okay. All right, moving along, 11. Parks and Recreation updates and announcement from Park Advisory Committee Chair Alderman Lupino with possible discussion and interaction. Where you have the floor.
We had a meeting, the mayor was present, and we had a good meeting, we discussed potential events, we discussed holidays coming up, things that we could do, we discussed repairs that are being made, and in the community center, the events that are taking place. The next meeting will be held on the 9th of July. Usually it will be the second, the first Tuesday, because of the 4th, and then the second Tuesday. And we are going to ask the council to approve a commercial table which we placed in the vicinity of the community center. knowing that we need advanced people to go outside and school. So, not more than 15 really, if you want to take a look. More speak to it, where
We'll look into that one on item C.
Where do you have the meetings at?
the community center.
At the community center?
But I will just overall speak to some of the points that we made.
Everyone talk about the hometown versus.
Yeah, we'll get to that one, but I want to just say that the park advisory committee was super beneficial. For one, a person that doesn't get to the park too often just because of my limited schedule, but the advisory committees are open to the public.
Right.
And so, you know, I know we had some, issues in the park and there was people saying, well, you know, y'all don't hear my changes or y'all don't hear my requests. That's a great opportunity to get out there and voice your concerns with any issues that you may see, as well as, you know, meeting here. You know, these volunteers, they show up every day and they give their best, they give their all to make the community center, to make the park as open as possible, right? Because otherwise, it would never be open, right? We don't have the staff to go fund it, open it and, you know, let everybody just hang around there. So these folks put their time and effort, on their own time and effort, without being paid, without getting any kind of benefits. So, you know, if you do have updates or if you have recommendations or suggestions, get involved, get out there and spend some time with them. And you'll really see the benefits that they provide, not only to the city, but to the kids, to the community in general, and just to the greater area. So,
They put something on it and every evening and.
Yep.
And we really appreciate it.
Well, we have been scheduled every Sunday afternoon. We have,
Almost every holiday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening. Every week, unless they can do it on vacation. But, we have 2 game nights and then the ladies have crochet and yarning classes 1 night a week.
And they put
We
the
actually
schedule out
have-
every week.
Yeah, we actually have probably in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 people utilizing the community center now.
That's awesome.
And, you know, if we get out early enough, Charles is going to play funk overnight.
and that's not to count the people that, because when you're there in the building, you see people walking the track.
Oh,
I see plenty of kids.
every morning and every night, there are people out there on the track and in the exercise.
Yeah. And I see plenty of kids going to the playground, you know, call it what you want, it's old and outdated, but kids still enjoy it. I see them in the basketball courts, which is where I had my issue recently. I don't know if y'all saw that on next door, but, I didn't do nothing, but I had a problem with it, but it was fixed, it was resolved, so I mean, and that's why I kind of got fired up about, you know, the parks in the community center, because, you know, that's as a citizen, I shouldn't have to suffer that, right? And that now I can see it from the other side of the house, right? From the mayor's standpoint, I'm like, oh man, that sucks. But now that I'm out there with my kids, I'm like, now I'm pissed off, right? Because now I gotta worry about my son cutting himself on glass that, you know, I don't know what's on there. And so that's what kind of fired me up about it. But anyways, so anyways,
Rightly so.
good, yeah. But good meeting, so anybody's welcome to join those. The next one's July 9th. Questions?
One question.
Yep.
All the different events, are they being publicized beyond here?
Yeah.
I mean,
Next door.
Next door.
Next door, Facebook,
Next door and Facebook.
and she posts an entire month's calendar.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
next
you're
door,
not,
Facebook.
maybe you're not
Three
following
different
the
places I like to stay away from.
Yeah. maybe you're not.
And we
Okay, I'll get a hold of that information.
Yeah.
I guess I'll log into my next door again, and read all the nice things people have to say.
Did you say that the citizens complaining that they weren't being heard?
Yes,
Suggestion, maybe we can have a box in the community center for suggestions for people to drop off or a
Yeah.
mail or something, you know,
That'd be awesome.
because a lot of them don't go online, you know, don't come to the.
or
meeting.
don't want to show up or
Yeah.
whatever.
The citizens are being heard. They complain to the ladies and the ladies feel
Tell you.
upset about it.
Yeah,
So,
but maybe those can come to us, you know, once they're turned in or.
well, we get,
Something else,
Purpose of the park advisory committee.
Yeah.
along those lines, I can,
Someone want to close.
Yeah, some are just ungrateful, so.
along the lines of citizens one will be heard, I think it should be known. I received a complaint today, an anonymous complaint. Someone put it in an envelope, didn't address it, but to me. And dropped it off here at City Hall where I could get it. I opened it up, I read what the issues were. And I sent it on to where it's gotta go to be taken care of. So it was not a park complaint, it was an animal complaint.
No, let's.
But it's a generalization of a citizen may write an anonymous letter and send it up here to us.
Okay.
I'm just putting that out there so
Yeah,
everybody,
and you can do that.
so everybody in the community knows they can reach us any way they want to.
Yeah. All right, so moving right along. All right, discuss and possible action on creating the 10-year anniversary celebration to include budget allowance. So, as you know, on May 14th, we celebrated our 10-year anniversary. I got a lot of, information from the community that says we want to do something. Can you put it together? I'm not that creative, nor do I have that kind of time. But so gracefully, our community center, said they will take the initiative on it if we could provide the volunteers, like the city can provide the staffing to help put it together. And so in this meeting, I sat with the community, the Park Advisory Committee. We discussed possibly when we could do it. The idea is right now would be July 20th. And it would run from 10 to 2 because I know it's hot. And I mean, really, it's just gonna be an opportunity to get in the park, have a couple of events, a water slide, some food, some music. We're not gonna really pass out coins or nothing like commemorative stuff, but I think what we could do is, we think we wanna have at least a plaque built for all our former and current council and mayors, all the different places that they served. That was talked. I reached out to our county commissioner. I reached out to our constable, precinct 1 constable, reached out to our fire department. They're all making an effort to come and hang out with us for a few hours. CPS is going to send a representative, CPS Energy. I think we were in talks about doing maybe Southside, the marching band, for their booster club to come out here and provide some live entertainment. But really, it's just an opportunity to get together, celebrate the day, albeit late, but still, I mean, I think the community deserves it. I think the councilmen and past and present deserve it, because it's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work for free. And if we can do that for all of us here, then I think it'd be a success. Whether we have 100 people or 2 people show up, I think the heart's in the right place that we want to do this for the city. So as far as budget is concerned,
I'm concerned that the park would be large. Because I'm thinking we could also do the blood bank, we could have a blood bank here, we could match bone marrow. And if we have the band, we have the fire department, very kind. We should have some, maybe some, food. It's just parking, I think is gonna be an issue in the park. If we're thinking it's gonna be a good turnout.
Yeah.
Which, that's what we wanna do. And I don't know where else we can do it here, we know better here. The go-to place is always the strip center, I mean, it's.
yeah, and I don't mind the strip center, but I think we want to attract people to it.
I know, you know.
It's more of a family location.
So Bloodmobile is out if we're gonna do it. in the park, So there's no way they could get in there.
The Bloodmobile, but they can station inside of the parking,
Mhm.
not in the.
They've done that
But,
before, yeah, they have done it before, but then they take up half of that parking. lot.
No, but inside, like on the grass. People can park there and then they can go there. I don't think it's that.
No,
Yeah, it's a plus, and-
It is a plus, but,
but we know a guy with a record.
we got a brand.
Yeah.
Charles, hold on, okay, Charles, did you have a question?
No, but. Marking, I think the big thing about the shops is when we have an evening event, the lighting. Because we actually have as much parking, it's spread out and distributed. But we can park both sides of the road beyond the parking areas, both sides of the road out to public court. I think we would actually end up having more parking available in the park than, the shop. And we can put, we'll put a fire truck out in that middle grass area, with constables. Now, the marching band, I don't know, but again, I would like to see us have as many events as we can in the park, to get people to the park.
Yep.
To get support to the park, and maybe pick up some volunteers and say, hey, I can do this.
Want a record out there to show off to?
Is it our record?
What do you mean by ours? Sort of, because every time, somebody has to be towed inside our company, it comes out.
But yeah, I mean, I plan to have, yeah.
Volunteers we have now.
Yeah, I know. Well, and and I've already sent out a calendar block to all our staff that the expectation is that you're probably gonna work that day.
Maybe animal control can have a little.
Well, and that's exactly what, so animal control
Put a
is,
Dawson thing out there, that'd be awesome.
so yeah, animal control is gonna be out there.
I'm just going along with you, sir.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, animal control is gonna be out there, and I already advised her that I want her to have the adoptable dogs out there.
But how much of the mayor's budget do you spend on that stuff?
And you know what, I haven't spent any of my budget, but if I'm looking for about $5,000 just to be on the safe side. I don't think I need that much, but by the time we get, music,
Will we allow food vendors at no cost?
no food. So, I believe, I believe we've agreed that we were going to cook in-house hot dogs.
Well, I volunteered to cook hot dogs over there.
Oh, okay, that's right, I'll be available, so I'll cook the hot dogs.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was very simple. I mean, we've done it for National Night Out. It ain't a lot of effort, and if we prepackage them at the house or wherever, then, we just pass them.
Yeah, we're gonna have a gas grill out there. We're gonna for the celebrate.
Yeah, park. Well, I was gonna say, if this event going on, people can bring their own grills, cook whatever they want while they're out there.
And we have some grills available in the park.
Yes, we do. First come, first served.
So, what I'm thinking of spending on is, again, water slides. Maybe a couple of those, the DJ, moon, what is it called, a moon bounce. I want to work on getting like a petting zoo. And then I think I need to rent a, what's it called? Not a stage, but, what was it? you said? No, a stage, like just a platform. Yeah.
Well, I move that we
You know-
approve the $5,000 for the city 10-year anniversary celebration.
Okay. Yeah, do some stuff. So if you know any vendors or if you have any suggestions, reach out to me. Let's coordinate and make sure that we can make this happen. All right, so I got a motion from Alderman Toppendale, and a second from Alderman from Lay, to create a budget for the 10-year anniversary of $5,000. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, that motion passes. All right, moving right along, discussing a possible action on purchasing commercial grade picnic tables for the community center. Again, in the park advisory committee meeting, we did discuss about a commercial grade picnic table to be installed out there by the community center for those that do smoke, to give them a place to sit in the meantime while they're coming outside. One thing I didn't think about, Tom, is that we do have, the picnic tables that are actually in the park. I want to say we have one or two of those sitting in the community center in the maintenance yard that just needs to be rehabbed. So we can put that on cement, like bulk with the cement, you could basically create what you're looking for with new wood and everything like that.
But I think what the real emphasis is when they do the water slide, the parents are standing around because there's no place to sit up in that area.
So were you asking for more picnic tables to be put out?
Yeah.
I have a couple like those, I don't think you'll. Nothing against you smokers, but I don't think we should be spending money just to accommodate smokers.
Well,
If we can take that money and be accommodating stuff for the children out there, we need to upgrade.
and that's
stuff
why
on
I'm
the park
saying-
first.
smoking's not the big issue, the big issue is.
I watch their kids when they're on the road as well. It's not just smoke.
Well,
So we've already got the tables. How many tables do we have down there?
We just want one table, that's all we want.
Have them refurbish it and get it out of DPW's garage area.
we actually repaired the ones that are in the park a while back. I worked on it myself along with Knowles, we did that early on years ago. We did that.
We need
When
that.
they get damaged, they ride on them, they set them on fire.
Of course.
But yeah, it'd be a lot cheaper just to buy them than refurbish the ones. If the frames are there.
Yeah, let me confirm, I mean, it's been a
And it's
while.
something our public works.
Yeah.
Can do, you know, you can go down and buy some lumber
Well,
and fix them for, you know.
Well, let-
$100 a piece.
yeah,
Very,
so-
I'm very. Covered.
no,
At one point, at one time, and I know behind the shed there were loads of umbrella stands that were there. Iron stands that you put the beach umbrellas in, that were there for the pool, and the pool was there. So I know all those stands were there. I don't know if they've been thrown
Yeah.
away, but they're
I
heavy.
think the stands are still there, but the umbrellas are
So
shot.
that's the thing, you know, we could buy some umbrellas that could be reutilized. We can, you know, they can store them down there. You can reuse them. The stands are there. There's a cheaper way to go.
Yeah, if you
about
put the
it, but-
umbrellas out there, people can bring their chairs,
Right.
they come with kids and sit out there.
So these things need to be pulled out of storage, refurbished and put up there. That'd be our best bet.
The tables, yeah, the
Yeah.
stands. Some
So
spray
the
paint,
tables where they need to be at.
but
Umbrellas
also,
are under $50.
yeah, but I want to make sure that we're clear that this is assuming that that stuff's there.
Right.
So if it hasn't been discarded, if it's still in a workable condition, absolutely, we can go that route. But I think we also need to explore the idea of actually purchasing a couple of picnic tables.
I don't know what more.
Oh, there's one, okay. So I mean, I think, you know, $2,000 budget to purchase a nice commercial grade picnic table is not unreasonable. Something that's not just wood that's gonna deteriorate.
I was gonna
You're
say,
talking about concrete as well. You're gonna have to anchor it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're gonna walk away, sure.
Talking about,
It's not concrete, it's like.
Yeah, but he's saying bolted into concrete.
is there an area where it can go under?
Well, that was the other thing.
By
the
You
exercise?
were saying that it needs
By
something with
the
a cover on it?
Yeah, this
Are
one, the umbrellas.
Okay. Cause it almost sounded like we were talking about a gazebo.
Yeah, we had a picture of it.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm thinking it out loud. So he has one in mind. What was the budget that you had developed for that?
1,500.
1,500. For right now, I
Not
think.
more than 50.
Okay, so I think for right now, let's kind of loosely go for a $1,500 budget to see if we can refurbish what we have. That'll satisfy the requirements or the requests for the park. And if we can't, if it's not serviceable, then we look into the.
Isn't that money already there in the,
What is the balance of?
in the DPW budget?
Right now, what's the balance?
I'm sorry, sir, I was talking.
Sorry,
Wasn't that money already there in the?
No.
DPW
This is-
budget or?
this is different.
Community center budget?
This is out of their budget. Right, this is not in their budget. This
Okay,
is not a part of their day-to-day operations, right? This is a separate item. They're requesting additional.
won't that
money.
table be permanently mounted? Yes?
Correct.
Okay, so it's gonna be part of the community center budget,
No,
even though it's coming out for
No.
the 10-year anniversary. This table's gonna be out there permanently, right?
correct.
It's
But,
just,
but it cannot come out of their $7,000 budget because the $7,000 budget was for activities.
can I make a motion that we spend not more than $1,500?
Awesome.
From where is it coming? That's all I want to know. What
General
budget is
fund.
coming out? General fund, where's the park money?
Where's their
What's the
budget?
balance in the parks budget?
So I made a motion, it was seconded. Did we get a
Yeah.
vote?
I don't think we got that before.
Yeah, their report's not here. But I
This is not a high priority thing. I'd like to postpone any action on this until we do an inventory. I don't remember seeing any table plans in the public works area.
well, that's my point, right?
So let's postpone this.
Point of privilege. I've already made a motion. It's already been seconded.
Okay, so let's vote on that. So we have a motion from Alderman Coffin-Dapper and a second from Alderman Rupino to approve a budget of $1,500 for the.
Point of
first
order. Point of order.
Yes, sir.
This is not a budgeted item. We don't have a park balance to take it out of. Just, when we say we're gonna give it the money, we have to find out, we have to specify where we're taking that money from.
I did say the general fund, sir.
What
Well-
budget are you?
Yeah, what budget line?
So he wants the research prior to.
Yeah.
Not that it's not gonna happen, but
Okay.
I'd like the
But
information.
you have a motion, you have a second,
But
my-
that we-
my objection is then, deny the full vote, sir.
Okay. So I have a motion from Alderman Coffin-Dapper and a second from Alderman Rupino to create a budget of not to exceed $1,500 for the purchase of a commercial grade picnic table for the community center. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
All right, the motion is to deny the budget.
That's not a motion, so.
Well,
The motion failed.
the motion.
I move that we readdress the subject of, commercial grade picnic tables at their inventory and our present inventory of park materials and, and have a line item report to, look at. Because we've exceeded some line items. It's time to take a look at what we're spending that from.
Okay, so really, all we need to do is we'll just move to table this item until the 6/27,
Postpone.
postpone until 6/27 meeting, and then we'll discuss line items and so on and so forth. All right. All right, let's see here. Well, let's just keep going. All right, administration, new business, executive session to deliberate compensation for the chief of police and related matters pursuant to Texas Open Meeting Act, Chapter 551 of Texas Government Code, Section 551.074, personnel matters. Time is now 7:39. We are 7:40. We are in executive session. We will return shortly. Please pause the meeting. Need a motion for this item, so we will.
Well, there's no action.
Right, no action to be taken, so we will move along. All right, jump in a few places back then.
Excuse me.
Administration old business, discussing a possible action, an ordinance, establishing a summer internship program to assist with clerical duties and advertising to fill the position. Did we receive that?
Yeah, we did.
They don't have the.
I don't think we got the frame last time.
No, we didn't get anything. At least I didn't get anything.
No,
And I,
don't have it.
You have.
It was in the email,
it's in the packet.
in your packet?
What?
Mine?
Yeah, where did that come from? I didn't have it.
Got it in March 7/8. You gave it to me, Neil.
7A? You're the only one. You're the favorable one. Let me go make copies.
One item, so because we do have time on it, it's for next summer.
Mr. Mayor, I move to vote on that, till our next regular business meeting.
Understood. Let's move to postpone 2020, agenda item set up A to 6/27, June 27th. All right, then moving right along, discussing our possible action on establishing an ethics policy for elected and appointed officials. Alderman Fullinger, and Lady, you have the floor.
Well, again, we don't have reference material, so action on either of those. You don't have that one either? I brought my old copy. Yeah. But
The one you handed me.
we were given a copy last week, last meeting, but
Okay,
I don't think anyone wrote their copies with them.
yep, and the vote to postpone.
So I moved to take on agenda item 7B with the proviso that we would be given fresh copies of both Alderman Cumberland to take the policy and my suggested policy.
Yeah, postpone to 6/27, provided that we provided we provide fresh copies of the item. Hey, guys. All right, so again, we're gonna postpone agenda item 7A and 7B with the stipulation that 7B has fresh copies provided prior to the meeting. All right, guys, and then we
Okay.
just to agenda item 13.
Okay.
Which one?
Move to adjourn.
All right, it's now 7:54. We are adjourned. So basically, transaction.